Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye. In a menudo style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight to the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on the channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much, man, appreciative. So gracias, right? So I seen a video yesterday that was done by Renegade Media. You know, first and foremost, before we get into any of the bullshit, man, and the haters come out and try to cause chaos, shout out and respects, man, to J59. You know, J Hands, respects, homie. He did a video yesterday called Active and Non-Active YouTube Channels. And I started laughing, man, when I seen the title. And not because he put a fucked up title, because two great minds think alike. He touched on the subject I was almost going to fucking do myself, right? But he did it the right way. You know, the way he carries himself and the way he did that video was pura. You know, because he's absolutely right, man. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that try to throw tags and labels on things to aggravate you or to stir up chaos, man, to cause drama. You know, and I've been seeing these things a lot lately, you know, active YouTube channels and dropout YouTube channels or non-active YouTube channels. Like, bro, this is not fucking prison. Stop playing prison. Be yourself, right? When you're in the Pinta, in the California prison system or any prison system, there are rules and you must conduct yourself a certain way. We all know that. Those that have been there, that have really, really righteously been there. Okay, there's politics. There's a lot of things you involve yourself in or you don't get involved in. And that's what's going to save your fucking life. You know, not everyone's going to go in there and think they're Billy Badass and it's all good, man, and come out whole. You know, Jay, different yards, different rhythms, different days equal different results. That's a fact. You know, I went to prison after prison, solid as fuck. It was all good until I finally got to a prison that wasn't too solid. And I felt a certain type of way. And at the end, I lost majority rules. And that's just what it is. Does that make me a piece of shit or a punk or a sucker? No. But in the eyes of politics and gangs, once you're not with us, you're against us. You know, all that woofing that comes along with it, the labeling and the tagging, I'm sorry. You know what you signed up for, right? Everything you've done up until that point, no, sorry, Charlie. It doesn't count. You're erased from the history, right? As far as the gang is concerned. And that's why there's a lot of channels like myself, Dubs, Renegade Media, several others, man, that try to not persuade you, but dissuade you from going that route just because we don't want to see you get caught up behind some bullshit like other people have in the past. Because it's very upsetting and unfortunate, man, that you could dedicate your life to something wholeheartedly and be really in the mix just to be told at the end of that rainbow there's no pot of gold. There's a whole bunch of toma and fuck you. And that's it. And now you're struggling because people think you're some type of degenerate or some type of sucker, man, when you could have got dirty politicked on or anything could have happened. Now, every move has a reaction, right? And I think Renegade Media explained it well when he was talking about, and I watched his video, you know, and he was talking about these active, non-active channels, how people constantly are trying to bait him into drama. You know, I did a video, man, about him, a couple videos last week. And, you know, a lot of people have been asking me for months, even years, hey, what about Renegade Media? Do you fuck with him? Do you fuck with him? Do you fuck with him, right? And I never answered that question because I felt like they were trying to clip some shit or bait me into a response and then twist it on me. You know, I've never had an issue. You know, someone yesterday, they just said, hey, didn't you help him build his channel? And he kicked. No, I never helped that man build his channel. That man built his channel from the ground up. You know, we had a couple phone calls, man. You know, we had a couple talks. And I helped him where I could, just like I'm sure he would do the same for me. But as far as building his channel, I get no credit. That's that man right there. He did that. And everything he speaks on and everything he does is him. Okay, not me. And I respect it. Are we in the same lane? Absolutely not. We got our own lanes. They're both fast lanes. We're both doing our thing. But I respect his get down. His get down is just not my get down. It's cool. We can agree to disagree on shit. But I agree on this one. Let me go ahead and flip that because, man, motherfuckers will get them numbers, right? I agree to the point that, you know, there is always going to be people trying to stir the pot. You know, just like when I did the video, a lot of people didn't even watch the video. They seen the title and they ran to him to tell him, hey, Gunner's talking shit. Gunner's doing this. Gunner's doing that. Now, Gunner ain't doing shit. Gunner's giving you facts, uncut, no added preservatives, pura at 10.5 a key. It's what I'm doing, right? And I'm going to tell you how I feel whether you like it or not. But all that stirring the pot, that's for the birds, not the huelgas, right? And that's the facts. So when I seen that he did his video and he's talking about active, non-active channels, I fucking hate them titles. What makes a person think they're an active YouTube channel? I mean, all our shit's on there, so all our shit is actively fucking playing at a theater near you. So what makes a person, what was that, a cucaracha? What makes a person think that their channel is more active than a dropout channel or a non-active channel? I mean, to me, you could turn fucking YouTube on and they're all right there together, right? We're all lumped in the same, Willy lump. We're all lumped up in the same fucking genre. It's hilarious that people want to take terms like prison yard, the prison yarda, right? Active and non-active, dropout and not dropout, and all this shit, and utilize it on YouTube. This is fucking YouTube, man. This is social media. We're on the streets. You know, there's those that have been locked up that just can't let it go, that still want to play by those rules. They still want to SOS prison style. They still want to, function that way. And then there are those that realize the error of their ways and realize that, hey, man, prison ain't where it's at anymore. You know, we did that. We did our time. Doesn't matter what fucking yard you were on. You did time, right? And now it's time to come out and do what you do, whether you're trying to entertain the people by telling stories, or you're trying to get the raza on the same page, or you're just giving hood news. I do a little bit of everything, a little vlogging, a little influencing. I try to make my channel not just a prison channel, because I hate being, even though, a lot of my stories are prison-based, I hate being just that. And in order to make it in YouTube, you have to elevate your game and be something different actively, right? Now, all this active and non-active channels, this is fucking poison and propaganda that's being pushed from one side. And until you realize that, you take a step back and be like, these are the guys that are saying that. Then you realize, why so much hate? If you do not like someone in prison, and let me give you guys the rundown. Say I'm in the pinta and I'm active, right? Ooh, big make-believe, right? Say I'm active in prison, which I have been, several times. And I'm in the hoyo. I go to the hole, I do a pegada, whatever. Damn, I'm getting real elaborate with this scheme, right? I do a pegada, bam, I'm in the hole, and they place me in a hole, and there's a lot of non-actives or dropouts or whatever, degenerates, whatever term you want to use on that tira. I am at no point in time to chop it up with them, talk to them, bump baking soda breath on the door with them, woof on them, to even acknowledge them. Because those are prison politics that say, man, you will not acknowledge a degenerate. That goes for both sides, north and south. If it's a dropout, because most of the time, man, and I hate to say it, but not all the dropouts, there's some righteous ones that just do their thing, right? But there's a lot of fucking non-actives that are youngsters that fell off in the cop car, that all they do is once they're fucking safe and they're in a cell, they just want to bump baking soda breath, woof, woof, woof. Some of them ain't lost that mentality. They come to YouTube and they do the same shit, right? But say this guy's bumping baking soda breath, I'm not to acknowledge him. And believe me, I want to say something. I'll be in the way like, you little bitch, right? I want to say something. But if you're an active gang member, if you're really out there participating in the shenanigans, everything you do reflects on your people. So if you're going back and forth with this dude and he's getting in your head and all he wants to do is get a reaction. It's like a troll. They just want to get a reaction, right? And if you start bumping baking soda breath and you're woofing and you're cell warrioring back and forth with them, then one of your homeboys is going to see him. When he hits that yada, he's going to tell your homeboys, hey, bro, this vato was in there fucking J-catting out, showing degenerate ways. He was in there fucking arguing back and forth with non-actives. You're not going to get to him. There ain't nothing you could do. So the best thing to do is ignore him, You couldn't hurt him. Couldn't put the Mac on him. Do the only thing you could do, turn your back on him, right? That's what you're supposed to do. But you can't sit there and woof, you're a punk, you're a sucker, you fell off, you turned your back on us, this, and that, when you're displaying the same type of characteristics. Because let me tell you what's going to happen to you in the game. In the game, you're going to hit the yard, and your homeboy that you didn't know that was in the corner being quiet, doing what he was supposed to do, is going to expose your hand. Hey, bro, and then they're going to jam you up. Oh, is that right? You were doing this, that, and they don't want that type of character because you reflect bad on the fucking cause. That's the truth. So it's the same thing on the streets. I know I do the separation of prisons, streets to streets, but at the same time, if you want to play prison on the streets, then play prison righteously. Do it the right way. Don't play by rules in there and to come out and say, and still try to have that prison mentality and politic prison style, but then let it work for you. And J-Hands, his video was good because, there was a lot of people yesterday, hey, you got to watch that video. He talked about you and Dubs. He did this, he did that, and I'm the type like, man, I'll see things for myself. Gracias, but let me go ahead. I'm not going to prejudge or automatically run to the internet woofing. I'm going to watch and see what's going on, right? So I did, and that guy had nothing bad to say, man. Like I knew he didn't. And spoke pretty intelligently and gave you his perspective. Now, here's my perspective on it. There is no active and non-active channels on YouTube. That's motherfuckers trying to play the role, bro, like they're in prison. A lot of these level 2 killers trying to play the role like, hey, homie, this is the YouTube yarda. There's this, there's that. And I understand, like, when, say, Cholo Juan says YouTube yarda. I'm not disrespecting that man for saying that. If you notice, he does it with a smile and a laugh. It's kind of like a joke. It's an inside joke. The YouTube yarda. It's an inside joke. Chalucas, like he would say, it's chalucas. We already know there ain't no fucking YouTube yard. It's a social media platform with some prison channels. And let me tell you, there's new ones created every day. Some make it, some will get a seat at the table, and some fucking just don't got it, and they won't. And it's not because people hate on them like myself or J-Hands or Dubs or anyone. It's because their fucking entertainment value of their character, their charisma, it's caca. It smells like it smells like a room when you walk in and Whack 100 is doing the bubble butt. On Power, it just doesn't smell right. It smells like a No Jumper podcast. It stinks. Okay, so not everyone can make it in the genre. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Sometimes YouTube won't push your shit. I seen another guy, and I'm not even going to mention his name, did a video. And didn't even watch my fucking video. Just seen my video, took the fucking thumbnail of my video, twisted it, knocked out the bottom word so you couldn't see that it was a story, right? And tried to twist the whole video like I was disrespecting Victory Outreach or something. Come on now. Nothing to do with that, man. I support all churches. But the way people do it without even watching the videos and knowing what the fuck they're talking about is crazy, right? And I guess that's the way to cause chaos is to go against the grain on what someone says without even watching the damn video. It's a trip, right? Next time, do your homework. You're an OG, you got to do your homework, and that's what I'm going to say about that. But no disrespect, man. I respect the shit out of the Vatos fucking pushing his barrio. But, I mean, what the fuck was that, right? You got to at least do your fucking righteous homework, man, if you're righteous, right? Now, J-Hands, do we agree on everything? We probably wouldn't. I don't think if we sat down in the same room, we'd agree on every topic idea, just because I've tried to stray away from certain topics. And I believe that man is trying to help individuals. He is trying to lace people up in his own way. We all have our own ways of doing things. And I got nothing more than to respect it. But that video he did, man, I just wanted to say that was a righteous video, He's absolutely right. That active, non-active label is meant to stir up controversy. That's prison rules and prison politics. We're not there no more, man. We're doing entertainment. We're doing content on social media. We're free men, okay, with hopes that everyone could be free in some point in time. There's people that bitch and complain about prison rules and all that, running the gangs and all that, and how they don't like it anymore and how things have changed and they're getting independent and all that. And then when there's issues, the first thing they do is run to them individuals with their problems. And in the midst of doing that, you're the one looking like a sucker when you got to run to the next man and cry about it. I'm just being honest with you. If you can't say, well, I'm an active channel, so watch me because I'm better. Because quietly as it's kept, motherfuckers ain't been looking better. These so-called, I'm an active channel. Like, bro, if you have to tell everyone about your status and what you are, then you're not that. If you have to constantly remind people that you're fucking still in good standings and that you're solid and you can still go to your hood, no one gives a fuck. Okay, no one gives a fuck about you or probably your hood, to tell you the truth. But when you have to constantly let people know, it's like you're trying to remind yourself. You're still active, right? You're still active. Okay, ready, set, hike, right? You're constantly reminding yourself. That's why you're reminding other people. And if you think it makes you look any much better than the next man, that just goes to show you've never fucking been anywhere or lived that life. Now, I could tell those that have been through the mix. And I respect those that are still in good standing. See, the word active gets thrown around a whole lot. And it's like motherfuckers they're not laced up right or glechad up or educated enough to know what that word actually means. Okay, there's three different types of people. People that are no longer good in the hood. They're not in good standings for whatever reason. It could have been they got dirty politicked on. It could have been they fucked up. They told. There's a number of reasons, or they just got tired of the life and said, I'm going to do other things. We all got them big homies, man, in our neighborhood that are just washing their car, cleaning their car, and got birds or treses all over them, and no one jams them up or says anything. Oh, that's an OG, man. Let him go. So a dude a few years younger than him, motherfuckers are on his head. Oh, he's a dropout. He's a piece of shit. Come on, man. The man, if a man wants to fucking get his shit together and take care of his life, I'm not hating on him. Go do your thing. If you're in prison, man, and you get caught up on bad politics, I ain't mad at you either, man. I understand. I've been a part of that. I've seen it, right? Do your thing. That's how I feel. But, these guys that are, I'm active, homie, I'm active. No, you ain't active, Bob. Also, you're just in good standings. You've never been to a 4-yard or a 3-yard or in a situation where you got fucked up or you fucked off your career. Okay? You've never been there yet. You'll get there. Don't worry, Mr. Active. You want to be so hardcore? You'll get there eventually one of these days, or maybe you won't. But stop utilizing what other people have fought for and strive for every day to try to make yourself look cool on YouTube, man. Because it fucking makes you look like a baboso. Straight up. And I'm not coming from a standpoint of hatred like, hey, bro, this Vaulto's fucking active. Well, he's the enemy guy. He's the opposite. No, there ain't no fucking opposite enemy. Man, I got homeboys that are active. I talk to them every day. I got people that are not. People are people. They're human to me. As long as they ain't touched no fucking children and did weird shit like SPM, I'm cool, bro. That I can't condone. But everything else, that's just on you, man. You're going to have to reap what you sow. You make your bed like Nip said. Now, you got to lie in it. That's it. On 60s. Right? That's real. But this YouTube shit gets real tricky. And people try to play the role. Now, you ain't active. You're just in good standings. An active motherfucker would never be on YouTube. Wouldn't have the time for it. He'd be too busy getting real active out there on the streets. Doing his thing. That word active and non-active, man. I use the non-active part of it. Just to let people know. When they ask me, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. There was a guy the other day, trip out on this. He left a DM or whatever, right? I don't know. He was like, hey, man, you tricked us. You never let us know you were non-active. Bob, also, did you, again, another one. Did you not watch my video? I ain't never once from the very first video I ever put out try to trick anyone or play a fucking role or do any of that. I think everyone knew right from the gate. Hey, man, I'm a non-active North Daniel. I said it from the gate. I do not gangbang. That's not my thing anymore. But I'm going to tell my stories, though, right? I'm going to do that. And I got a lot of hatred for it. And a lot of love and respect. But for this guy, I was like, damn, bro, you must have just found me 4 months ago and just caught the video where I was talking about ghost stories or something. You know what I mean? Or hey, can me get at you? Like, you haven't really took a dive into my mentality, into why I am where I am at, But I just wanted to get back to Jay Hans, man, and my response to his video. I respect it. I thought it was a great video, man. Thought he hit a lot of key points. He's right. He's absolutely right. People will, try to hate on you because you're not still living that gang life or in that gang mentality. And, and you just got to go through. I can't tell you and be a hypocrite and say that I didn't do the same thing. I remember getting out of prison active, right? And having a junta with the little homies. There was 2 homies at the time, right? And these were the ones pushing for the youngsters. And one of them is still with the business and the other one is not anymore. Okay, I'm not going to say their names, but they were both with the program. And they were making a lot of noise. So one of my homeboys pulled me to the side. He's like, hey, these Vatos need some klecha, bro. They're really out there pushing. They get a lot of respect from the youngsters. They're the ones, right? They were serving big dope and gangbang. So I was like, all right, cool. So I just got out. So they respected me, And my mentality was fucking hit all DOs. That was my mentality. Why? Because I was a scandalous individual. I didn't think about their families or what they were going through. All I cared about was anytime you guys get a chance, fucking move on dropouts, right? Because this was the push of what was being indoctrinated while I was incarcerated. They were starting to make noise. They were starting to parole dropouts. They were starting to step on our toes, man. So we were going to eradicate them from the city. I said, treat them like Southerners. They're not allowed to function in our city, right? That's one rule that we've always had in Merced. Even though there was Southsiders, here and there, anytime they try to establish a vaudeville, we try to fucking get on it quick, right? And I said it's the same thing with the dropouts. Before they come set up shop, get them, right? Well, that same mentality that I had, man, backfired. Because then I got out non-active, right? I got out not functioning anymore, not in good standings. I had to keep my shit on swivel because them young homeboys was trying to ride down on your boy. Let me get at you, right? It was what it was. I respect the game. I don't hate the gangsters that play the game, right? It just is what it is. But these guys that are playing these roles on YouTube about active, non-active channels, they're fucking babosos, straight up. Oh, I'm good. I'm in good standing, so I'm active on YouTube. Yeah, what'd you do? Turn your motherfucking computer on and fucking bang your head against the keyboard? Is that how you got it? You get it how you got it, right? And that's real. Look, I respect everyone. A content creator does good. I don't give a fuck if he's active and not active or whatever. If it's a good video, I'm going to watch it. If it isn't, I'm going to say, and that's it. That's the truth. That's the fact of the matter. They not like us, right? That's real life. But you'll notice that it seems like all these so-called active channels that are still in good standings, they're all the ones arguing amongst each other. You notice that? Maybe that's the way they're getting active on YouTube. They're disrespecting each other in rap songs. They're fucking bumping heads, bumping baking soda breath on the door, arguing, trying to set up fights, setting people up on podcasts, just all this crazy shit. Whereas the channels that are considered PC or non-active channels are just giving you guys glitch on game. You ever thought about it? I've heard vatos that are so-called active say, I don't like these PC channels. Man, they give up too much game, right? 5 minutes later, they're like, I'll show you how to make a shank, right? Come on. Hey, so back in prison, we used to they're giving you more details than the motherfuckers that supposedly are non-active are giving you. It's crazy. And like I said, every channel's different. Mine to Renegade Media's to other people's. I'm not even going to mention other names. But I'm going to tell you this straight up, first and foremost. There is no issue between me and J-Hands, man. There is none of that. So people try to stir that shit up. There isn't none of that. I don't fucking hate on that man. I don't knock that man. So I want to see that motherfucker elevate. He's a youngster to me. Come up, right? One thing I'm going to do for sure is that doesn't mean I'm not. We're all going to come up. What he speaks on, he speaks on. Do I agree with everything? Fuck no. But that's not my room to fucking dictate his program. He's a man. He can speak on whatever he wants. That's it. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle, the struggle to strive. Respects to everyone that watches me, Dubs, J-Hands, all the real ones, man, that are doing their thing. And respect to those, man, that are in the active category, that put themselves there, that are putting out righteous content, man. I respect it. Especially vatos like Cholo Juan, man, that have their mind on their money and their money on their mind. That vato's crazy. Shaluka! That vato's crazy. The gun. Bang, bang.